Good day. Thanks for coming by our YouTube channel. Appreciate this. I'm going to take 3-4 minutes of your time because this is important. Top 5 questions to ask before you commit to an SEO, social media strategy, any outsourcing company for your marketing. So, love to talk to you. Love to earn your business and work on your campaign, but this is important when you're calling around because a lot of times this happens. As soon as Google makes any updates, we get a lot of phone calls. So we're getting a lot of phone calls right now, and people are weighing their choices and they're really scrambling. But I want to make sure that they're informed before they go to the next step. So regardless of who you're talking to, these are the top heavy-duty 5 best questions to make sure that you have an understanding of it before you do anything. So number 1, how accessible is your team that you're about to have a partnership with? You know, it's comical that a lot of businesses from 9 to 5 o'clock, nobody's home. I have a lot of conversations with a lot of clients at off hours. So I make myself accessible, my team makes themselves accessible. So as long as my 3 kids aren't beating me up on the weekends, I'm accessible. So, you know, does that mean that, you know, you have to make sure that you know when you're able to talk, because business just doesn't operate Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. That's absurd. We get a lot of communication on the weekends, at nights, so it really depends on what your expectation is. If you're fine with 9 to 5, that's fine too. But just make sure you know what the policies is. Who is the designated contact? A lot of times people love talking to me. I'd like to think so, I hope so. Right. So when they cross over, when they become a client, a lot of times the daily communication is with a project manager. It could be our company, it could be anywhere. So see who's going to be your daily contact, weekly contact, monthly contact. You know, even right now, initially you might be talking to myself or one of my partners. That's fine. I never go away from the process, but a lot of the link building strategies, the content building, a lot of that is going to be with the project manager. So make sure, regardless of where you go, you know who you're going to be working with, because chemistry is really key. A lot of times people giggle, but trust me, I've been doing this for 15 years. I know what I'm talking about. You want to make sure that you have the right people meshed together. So a lot of times before anybody commits with us, we introduce them to their project manager. And that's not to say myself or any of the partners go away. Underneath that, who on your side is the designated contact? Because a lot of times we deal with bigger size companies. There may be 6 or 7 people in the room on a conference call, but who is the daily contact? Who's going to approve off on our work? Because, you know, the more cooks in the kitchen, it's just going to lengthen the process. So make sure that's very transparent, and people think that that's a minor thing, but it's major. I've seen it have horrible effects. How much volume or the progress of your strategy reports? Real quick story. Client, working on them for a couple months, and they loved our work. They loved me personally, thank you. But they said, Paul, too much. So, you know, is it too much or is it too little? So, do you want a weekly report? Do you want a monthly report? So, make sure that that's up front. You know, because a lot of times it's not like the old TV commercials, set it and forget it. There has to be interaction. So make sure that you know the volume. Who is involved? How involved is the creation? Who and how? So a lot of things happen on your side. Employee recognitions, new hires, maybe it's sponsored an event, maybe you went to a trade show, maybe you got a new product or services. So the more that you are willing to be involved in the creation of your content or your campaign, that's great. Now, if it's just one of these cruise control thing, that's fine too. We can handle that too. But as much, you know, make sure that we have clear expectations. You know, don't get upset if your service provider didn't know that you just hired a whole new department. It's a two-way street, so we have to know that. Past, real quick. I could put the word experience on here, but I feel that this is more important, past, because so many people will sideline that. Nobody has a crystal ball, and especially right now with the Penguin update with Google, a lot of people's rankings jump and sometimes up. You have to know that your service provider knows what they're talking about. So many times people put SEO expert, social media guru. I myself have been involved in this since November of 1999. I've been doing this for a while. Some success, some failure, but what I have and the partners have is experience. You know, and especially with this update that's happening right now, because of our past experience, our clients haven't lost. They haven't dropped. So that's beautiful. So you want to make sure that, yeah, fancy titles, fancy all this. You want to make sure that the people that you're doing business with understand personally the position 4, 3, 2, 1. I know what it's like to be all the way down on, well, below page 1, but on position 4. And then the triumph, position 4, 3, and then up. So I know the difference between, and I'll just use this example, 4 and 5. So you want to make sure that people have the right past experience. Because if it's just somebody just doing some black hat stuff, some flash in the pan, you've built your campaign on a foundation of fluff. So choose easy or hard. I want to thank you so much. I could go on for hours. I invite you to call the toll-free number that's posted right there on the website. Make a comment on this blog. Reach out in the email, and we would love to talk to you. Best rankings to you. Thanks so much for coming by.